Good evening, gamers. Welcome back to Hellstormwargaming. It's Wednesday, my dudes, and thank you very much for tuning in. How you all doing today? Thank you very much. Hope you're all well. Hope you're doing good. I'm good. It's nice to be back, and I should say, Merry Christmas. It's the holiday season once again. We've got my holiday jumper back on. Now I have a Hellstorm bolt rifle. Ho, ho, ho. Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Make sure, if you're watching live, then come say hello, like the stream if you haven't already, and or host, exclamation point host in chat if you're watching on Twitch. Thank you very much, Captain Chaos. How are you today? Hello, hello, hello. Tabletop Infiltrator, good evening, my dude, and Joel Wilson, how are you today? Evening, Mikey, good evening, Chapter Master, Tiberius Garadon, or Gary for short. How is Gary? Hope you well. I actually met Gary a while ago at Valfest, which was great fun. It feels like it's been ages since I've been live, just like, you know, me and you. Me being here, you guys being at home but watching on screen. Hey, thank you much for the 10 months, Gumbalina! You babe, 9-month streak, hell yeah. Let's go, stream baby. What should we call the stream baby? Should we call it Jojo? Because Jojo came out today. Maybe we should call it Jojo. Creamy Rowboat, 5 months, let's go. Thank you very much. 5 months, that's a prime, my apologies. Let's get, where's my prime button? There's a prime button. Thank you very much for that prime, you babe. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Good evening, DN Stuff. Hello, Gary Bennett. Hello, you. Rob Evans, Superfly, checking in. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all well as well, Rob. Thank you for tuning in, bud. Really appreciate it. Tom, hello, Tom. How are you? I am most excellent. Interesting to hear this hot take, says Joe. Well, I don't know if it's a hot take or more facts, because I only speak in... That was a bit aggressive. Let me try again. I don't know if it's a hot take or just facts, because I only speak facts about competitive 40k. I know everything. The end stuff, 12 months in a row. That's a whole year, baby. Let's go. That's a whole year. Let's go. 12 months with that prime, pressing all of the wrong buttons. Look, we've got a hype train going. On Twitch. Excellent. We're nearly level 2. So thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. It's very good to be back. It's very good. But yeah, it feels like it's been ages since we've been live on just chatting, because we've obviously done battle reports. We're doing battle report tomorrow as well, live game at 7:15, as we will be doing every week for the foreseeable. Unless there's, like, you know, a holiday, like Christmas is at the weekends. I think we're going to be all right. So we should be able to do it all. But yeah, every single Thursday. So thanks for tuning in. Hello, Andrew. Hello. Goes to the theatre once, comes back calling everyone babe. I did go to the theatre. Well, I went to City Hall in Sheffield to watch the live orchestral version of Return of the Jedi, which Georgie organised for my birthday in January. And it was very epic. It was very cool. It was very, very fun. I really enjoyed it. Is the mic a little hot? As in loud, or... I don't know. What do you mean hot? Let me know, yes, meatballs. Bodyguard from Earth went... I don't know. Distorting. Am I being too loud? Or maybe. Oh yeah, let's try again. There we go. Hello. That looks better on my part. Does that look better on your part, everyone? Unless I laugh like then it'll distort. Mikey's peaking a little bit. Mikey's decided a bit sounds slurry. My apologies. It's because it's been so long, the microphone's not awake. Rubbish. That sounds better though. That looks a bit better until I start speaking really loudly. Gary, yes, but Gary indeed. Does that sound better? Does that sound good, everyone? Maybe that's why my music was being picked up. 1 second. That looks better. That looks way better, because I was having my music picked up by my microphone. I couldn't tell why, but I really shouldn't. But that sounds way better now. So thank you, everyone, for being my tech support. I really appreciate it. Let's get a hype in the chat for tech support this evening even. Does sound much better. My apologies. Thank you for letting me know. Hey, gamers. Hey, Begosaurus. How are you today? How are you doing? How is everyone? How are you well? We're going to be talking about Iron Hands today. We're going to talk about all the meta things. We're going to talk about all the shiz, all the shizzle. You know how you be. And then we'll see what we get up to after that. How's that sound? I think that sounds pretty PogChamp, to be honest. Free PogChamp. I said PogChamp to Pardo earlier, and he said he didn't know what that meant. And I was like, you're starting a live show soon. You need to know what PogChamp means. Why is it with all these streamers not knowing what PogChamp means? There we go. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Sorted. We're good. We're good. We're good. Just Samuel Bear. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. We are on it. We're on it. So yeah, we're going to talk about Iron Hands today. My favourite Space Marine chapter, barring Blood Ravens, but one with actual rules, is definitely Iron Hands. I've been enjoying the Iron Hands lately, and they've been doing really well. And now with the balance update, they've been doing even better. Praise for Tech Priest. Hell yeah, Omega Chudders. You think Chaos Space Marines or Chaos Knights will go better if they get their codex? I think so, Ramiro, because they'll want to sell them. They will want to sell them. Lost my last 2 games. Maybe you need to switch to Blood Ravens. Maybe you need to switch to Blood Ravens. They can do what they like. It's great. They can do anything they like, and that's what's good about them. You know, they can be any faction they like, any chapter they like, any rules they like, relics they like. They just take them. They just take every single one. They do what they want, and that's why we love them. Okay. It's very good to be back, but we do have a new shirt store I want to tell you about. The website is currently terrible, but it will be changing to Hellstormapparel.com. It will be changing to Hellstormapparel.com. Background music too loud. Oh my god. I haven't done this in a while, can you tell? So there's a creator store. We've partnered with Spring.com to sell our new Christmas merch, which is old Christmas merch, but it's new for you if you buy it. If you want to get a t-shirt or a vest or a jumper of a Christmas style, then you can have this. You can get this. Let's go. Let's go. It's cool, right? Now I have a Hellstorm bolt. Well, it's Hellstorm thing. It's for a Hellstorm bolt rifle. It's a bolt rifle. Funny, right? Are there any subtle changes from the one from last year? You'll have to buy it and find out. See, the best way to play Space Marines right now is play Forge World Chapter and play its successor. Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. It's because they have access to... We're going to talk about it properly, but it's because they have access to special characters and then any chapter that is good that month. You should bring back morning coffee on Sundays. I don't do coffee time on Sundays anymore. I just do videos all the time. But I will have a video coming out on Friday. With me and Winters SEO from deploymentzone.tv. We've got the ultimate showdown, the Shadow Round. The Shadow Round is happening. I'm very excited for the Shadow Round. So it's going to be premiering at 7 PM on Friday evening. So you've got a battle report tomorrow at 7 PM and then a live battle report. No, a live battle report tomorrow at 7:15 and then a recorded premiere battle report with a live chat at 7 PM Friday. There's no coffee time due to not selling enough mugs. It is actually that, Captain Chaos. No, it's that I was doing it for a year. And it didn't really grow. And Sunday at 10 AM is a terrible upload time. It is so bad. But I thought if I grind, I'll get more people tuning in. I'll be like, oh, we'll set my alarm, you know, go watch Coffee Time. And it just wasn't the case. Sometimes it was good, but that's because it was a good topic. It never grew. The live premieres on Sundays never grew. They stayed the same for a whole year. So I gave up. But now I'm just going to put videos out, try and put some out on a Sunday. They'll still be entitled Coffee Time, or there'll still be like a Coffee Time theme, but it's not really on a Sunday anymore. I wonder if the next balance patch will change the bodyguard rule. 2 Minotaur Dreads with bodyguards is very annoying. Yeah, that's something that I'm going to be talking about, but I think if they would have hit it, they would have already hit it. The best bit about that shirt is to please subscribe on the Bolter. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Look, we got Big Brain. Oh, that hasn't updated. Let's refresh. Hellstormapparel.com. Look at it. Oh, it's beautiful. You can get yourself a jumper. You want a vest? You want a vest? You get a women's flowy tank top. Do you want a crew neck? That's what I'm wearing right now. It's very cool, very epic, very PogChamp. It says please sub on the bolter. It does, as Gumbalino has pointed out. And it ships instantly. That's the important thing. Last year we did it like pre-orders, but this is like ships instantly, so you can get it and it'll like get delivered straight away. You can get it now and get it by the 9th of December, so it takes like a week. We've got US and EU shipping, which is cool. So it's not just shipping from me. It's US and EU. Love a Scrivo Scribble. Yeah, I love a Scrivo Scribble as well. Join stream, sees Mikey being a shell and flogging merch. Classic Mikey. Listen, Tom. It's called The Grind. You wouldn't understand. The Sigma Grind set. You wouldn't understand the Sigma Grind set like I do. Dude, Mikey, glad the recent Into the Hellstorm was a smashing success. It was great, dude. It was really good. And we got some exciting things for next year as well. Thank you very much for the host. Really appreciate it. That's on Des. How are you? We've got exciting things happening in the new year. Some stuff I might be able to reveal very, very soon. Some stuff I'm going to have to wait a little while to make sure everything's like all the pieces are moved in. That's us dog things to the host. Really appreciate it. You know, we might have to do some things, but I'm hopefully announcing some stuff very, very soon. Very, very soon. You know, things are gonna change and it's gonna be big. And then, you know, everyone's like, you know, this is an announcement of an announcement that's gonna happen. But I've got a meeting next week, and then when the meeting's confirmed, I will tell you. Okay. So it's like next week we might have some big news, and then I'll do a video, and it'll be like, whoa, whoa, you know. And then everyone will be like, whoa, that's cool. Georgie learning AOS. She's not going to learn AOS. She did nearly come and play. She did nearly come and play Warcry tomorrow. Because Tom was supposed to be playing, but then he can't make it. So we've bumped in Necrons versus Blood Angels to the week after. Thursday the 9th? Yeah, the 9th. So we're bumping Necrons versus Blood Angels to the week after. So tomorrow, it was going to be Warcry, but we're actually going to have Billy with Night Lords. I don't know what to use against Billy's Night Lords, but we'll see. We'll see. Did Mikey do a year of coffee just for the Sigma Grind set? Yeah, I did. I'm glad you finally noticed. It was the grind set because it's coffee and you grind coffee. Just like I ground coffee time. Nagel, please. Nagel might be fun. That might be fun. Okay. That might be fun. Right then, let's do some talking about some things and then we'll do some live chat. We'll do some chatting. Yeah? How's that sound? We'll talk about the Iron Hands because I know you're all here for it. You know? We're going to talk about Iron Hands and how they are the best and I love them. And then we'll go to chat. We'll talk about what you think about it or just general shit. General chit chat, you know, all the things. I'm trying to find a song I really like. Is it this one? No. It was a cool song I liked. I see the problem having so many songs to be like, you're going to use all of these gamers, and then you just can't find them. We'll go with the Old Faithful. We'll go with the Old Faithful, you know what I'm saying? Is everyone ready? Is everyone ready? Oh my god, I can't find the Old Faithful. Where is it? Ah! I actually can't find it. Have I missed it? Has it been removed? I'm so sorry, gamers. I'm so sorry. It's normally there, I'm sure. Hey, thank you very much for the super chat, Grenadier Studios. It was a pleasure meeting you at Valfest. It was a pleasure to meet you too, buddy. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much for the 179. That's very kind of you. That's very kind of you. Really appreciate it. Oh my god, has it been removed? I think it has. That's why I can't find it. Oh, fuck. Your bat rep outro came up in my Spotify Wrapped. Excellent. Excellent. One unavailable video has been hidden. That's why I can't find it. That's funny. Yeah, that's my outro is by Dan. His outro is Subway something. What is it called now? Subway Dreams or something? Subway Dreams. Dan Hennig, that's it. This one. It's a good outro. I like that song. You inspired me to dig out my Gabriel model. Excellent. Dan Hennig. Well, I like how everyone's just like telling me what my outro song is. That's excellent. It's a great tune. It's a great tune. I just don't understand why I can't find my theme. I think it's been removed. Oh, it's there. Save the playlist. Stream music. There we go. Okay. We can actually do it now. Even though he was a cactus. Yeah, so Grenadier Studios challenged me to a 1v1 with our models with his Empress Champion. So I didn't have my model available because it's in my box. I just put it in my car. So I used a cactus as Gabriel Angelus and then won. So it was great to meet you, but I did beat you with a cactus. Right, okay. Find the song. It's going to be at the bottom now because I've just added it. Here we go. Everyone ready? Hey, Mike Percival, thank you much for the $6.99. Really appreciate it.
Use custom fields instead. Have you played into new Templars much yet? How long do you think until they nerf T-Bone and resolve Biker Chap?
It's tough because so basically the T-Bone is the one that reduces all damage to 1 and you have a 2-up save, right? Is that what that one is? I don't know. I think the chaplain is super strong, right? But it's only really good in certain factions. Only good in Blood Angels and only really good in like Black Templars. I think the Tannhauser's bone is just broken. You know, the relic is just really good. The Biker Chaplain I think is fine. It's just the relic is super duper strong. You know, put it on Vanguard Vets, put it on Blade Guard, put it on Biker Chaplain. Anything with 2-up save is just like 1 damage. Really good. Really, really good. Okay, let's start. Let's start. Is everyone ready? We're back in it. We're back in it. Boys, let's talk about Iron Hands. Iron Hands, my babies, the boys, the G's, the units. I love them. Iron Hands are an interesting faction just because they were broken, then they really weren't broken, and now they're on the rise. The trajectory is perfect. Now, they rely on a few rules such as ignoring Heavy Penalty and rerolling ones as their doctrine. They usually take a successor chapter. They don't really play as Iron Hands, they play as an Iron Hands successor. They rely on Bodyguard quite heavily because it's broken. It's pretty broken. They also basically really struggled into some of the really meta lists such as Admech, typical Drakari builds, Squig, Buggy, Spam kind of struggled into them, but they were nerfed. Let's go! They were nerfed. No one plays Admech anymore, which is great for the meta, but great for Iron Hands, you know? Iron Hands were like, the meta's back on the menu, boys. They were like lightning weight. They were like a very, very strong list that can deal with pretty much every army on the battlefield, barring Admech and Drakari easily. But now Admech have been nerfed into the ground. Orcs have been nerfed into the ground. Only Drakari remain as a real competitor. They're the only real competitor to Iron Hands because there's no army they can't really deal with because they rely on a horrific alpha. And it's glorious. It's a glorious alpha. Where to a point where what they do is they hit you so hard in turn 1 that you can't really recover, and that's kind of their play style. There's a lot of tricks involved with that, but the real trick is to see you can't shoot back, hit you hard, kill you, or stop you scoring because you don't have enough units, and you don't want to show units because you don't want to lose them. So they then just hold the battlefield. They hold the grid, you know. They have extremely good board control because of their horrific firepower. And then, if you do decide to go in combat with them because their firepower is too good, they sit there with Born Heroes and Whirlwind of Rage, and it's beautiful. These two chapters, the successor chapters, are very, very good in combat. They make you hit on 2s. They make you get 6s to hit is 2 hits rather than 1. It's basically free death to the False Emperor as a chapter tactic. It's really, really strong, and it's got a lot of play. And the reason they take this successor chapter is because Iron Hands, with their stratagems and their doctrine, are ridiculously shooting, so they make them better in combat. And that's how I choose to run mine. I run mine slightly differently. Mine is more shooting based, so I use Blood Ravens as Iron Hands, and it's more shooting because I have more guns, so I take Master Artisan instead, which is still good in combat. It's still good in combat. However, it's better for shooting, whereas I could run Born Heroes instead. And I still run Whirlwind of Rage because it's a very, very good faction trait. It's a very, very good faction trait. So Iron Hands are super strong, and this weekend we just had Into the Hellstorm 7 Gladius. Into the Hellstorm 7 Gladius. I can't believe there's been 7 weekend events now. It is insane. But we called it Gladius because we gave away a Gladius, right? It kind of makes sense. It's all in the name. But who won it? Captain of Team England, Josh Roberts, with Iron Hands. We're going to talk about his list. We're going to talk about what it works, what it does well, what it doesn't do well. And we're going to talk about why Iron Hands meta is back, because there's not much that can stop these sorts of lists. It's very exciting. So let's talk about it. Okay. We need something a bit chiller. That's a bit too chill. That'll do. Yeah, I've lost a few songs. It's been that long since I've streamed. I've lost songs from my playlist. Terrible. Okay, let's talk about Josh's list. We have his list on here. Here we go. This is Josh Roberts, Gladius GT. He only starts with 4 command points because he buys so many Forge World things, abilities, Warlord traits, etc. There's quite a lot of... It's very CP hungry in the list building step. But Iron Hands don't really have that many stratagems they need to play with. They need to play with Feel No Pain, Reject the Flesh, Embrace the Machine. And they also need to play with Mercy is Weakness, which is essentially 6s to wound is 2 wounds in shooting if they shoot the insane target with all their guns, which is super good. And then there's another one, I can't remember what it's called, but it essentially lets you put a unit into the Devastator Doctrine, like back into the Devastator Doctrine, which means they still reroll ones to hit, they ignore the Heaven Penalty, and they gain AP for 1 CP on any unit. It's really, really good. So let's talk about his list. So he's running the Born Heroes and Whirlwind of Rage, but more importantly, he's running Minotaurs. And the reason he's running Minotaurs is because it's a Forge World chapter, which means it essentially doesn't have like a set faction or a set chapter. It's got a guideline of a chapter. It's like, you could use this. This is what we recommend, but really, you can use anything you like. And the reason he runs Minotaurs is because there is a HQ Dreadnought. Okay, we'll talk about him in a few minutes. But he's got a Primaris Chaplain on bike. Now, the Primaris Chaplain is not a common one in Iron Hands builds. However, it's very good because he gives him Exhaustion of Rage, Mantra of Strength and Canticle of Hate, which essentially lets him get, I believe Canticle of Hate is the +1 to wound? Or should I double check before I start talking rubbish? Let me double check. I don't use the Chaplain very often. I always forget which way round they go. But they are kind of good. So Canticle of Hate is... yeah, my apologies. It's +2 to charge and pile in 6, which is really good. And then he's also got Mantra of Strength, which essentially makes him a Slapling. Mantra of Strength. That's +1 attack and strength and +1 damage. So he gives him an aura of +2 charge and consolidating piling 6 inches rather than 3. And also gives you an extra attack, extra strength, and extra damage, which makes him super good. Makes him super hitty. Bam, bam, bam. Makes him a smash chaplain. Now he's got the Benediction of Fury, which is Benediction of Fury, which is a Crozius, which is +2 strength, -2 AP, and 3 damage. Any 6s to wound is a mortal wound in addition. So he's now damage 4 with the Canticle. He's piling in 6. He's got +2 to charge. He's +3 strength, so he's going to be strength 7, -2 or -3 in the Assault Doctrine, right? He's hitting on 2s or hitting on 1s with no odds, so basically modifiers aren't really coming into it in combat. And then also 6s to hit are 2 hits. Big slappy boy. Big slappy boy. He's also got the Target Protocols Warlord trait, which is very common. Choose a unit in the shooting phase. It rerolls a hit roll, a wound roll, and a damage roll whenever it fights or shoots, which is really good. So that you put on Devastators if you want to. You put it on Dreadnoughts with missile launchers or Volkite if you want to. You put it on anything you like, right? Any unit at all. He's got 5 Incursors, Tax Troop in this patrol. Incursors are super good because they forward deploy. Can help you screen out really well. And also stop people screening you out early game. Because then the Incursors are essentially helping block units that they're either deep strike in return or move out early game, or just let you hold the battlefield. So if they've got lots of forward deploy, you've got Incursors to counter forward deploy, so you can always rely on your drop pod landing where it wants, which is really good. He's got 2 units of Company Veterans. So Company Veterans are essentially a bodyguard Space Marines. They take a Storm Shield, so they've got a 2-up save. They sit them in cover, so they've got a 1-up save as well. They sit there. They have a 3-inch aura of can't shoot characters with any ranged weapons whatsoever, which is super good. Reason being is because when you can't shoot characters, that's fine, but when you can't shoot Dreadnought characters with Volkite, even better. He's got 2 units of those, so he's got multiple character Dreadnoughts, which gives him a lot of play. And then he's got 2 units of Devastators, both equipped the same. He's got an Armorium Cherub, so one model's going to be shooting twice a turn, or in that first turn it drops anyway. 1 Grav Cannon, 3 Multi-Melters. Why is this important? Now, this is the same way I run mine, which I feel like I'm quite... I have the credentials, I guess, because I came second with no retreat with a very similar loadout, and I went 4-1 at the LGT, so I know what I'm talking about. The reason you take Grav Cannon and 3 Multi-Melters is because Multi-Melters are very good at killing tanks, right? Grav Cannons are pretty good at killing infantry. However, if you take 4 Multi-Melters, that unit is only good at killing tanks. Whereas if you take a Grav Cannon and use the Armorium Cherub, you now have 6 melter shots and 8 anti-infantry shots from each unit, okay? Which is super nice. You can make the Grav Cannon hit on 2, so you got 2s to hit, 8 shots, re-rolling 1s because you're 9 hands in turn 1. That's 8 shots re-roll in, which are anti-infantry, which are usually 2 damage or -4 AP and 2 damage at strength 5. And then you got the Multi-Melters. Or what you can do, which is sometimes nice as well, is that you can shoot a vehicle, like a Rhino, for example, with the Multi-Melter, and kill it, and then use your Armorium Cherub to shoot the Grav Cannon again and kill the unit inside, which is then re-rolling 1s, and it's re-rolling an extra 1. Sorry, that's my list. Re-rolling 1s because of Iron Hands. So it's like super like efficient shooting, and you don't need to max out Grav Cannons, because when they used to re-roll wounds, they were really good. Now they don't. Like just 1 or 2 is really good. So 2 Grav Cannons, 2 Multi-Melters, or 1 Grav Cannon, 3 Multi-Melters is like really common. And it's not often you get like 3 Grav Cannons, 1 Melter, because then 1 Melter is just going to whiff because it's not enough. But you got 2 each of them. Super efficient, 165 points, really cheap. Really cheap. He's then got a drop pod to carry though, just a single drop pod, but they both come down together, they both hit hard, and there they are. And then he's got Landspeeder Storm. So Landspeeder Storm is actually the scout transport. It's the scout transport. It has 7 wounds for no reason whatsoever. T6 with like 5 wounds or something like that, maybe like T5 with 6 wounds, something like that. Really rubbish, but it's essentially just very good. It's very good at getting Oath of Moment, be in the middle of the board, engage, be in a corner. It's like super fast. It's really good at screening because it is so speedy, and it's so cheap, like 55 points tax. is like just so efficient. Think like how Dark Eldar use Venoms to get engaged, to grab objectives, to move around the board with ball control. This is the same, but it's in Space Marines, and it's got 7 wounds and a heavy bolter. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm trying to like move stuff. Let's try again. I've not locked the source I wanted to. I have that one. There we go. There we go. So then he's got a Vanguard detachment. So this is 7 CP. It's 3 CP for the detachment. He's got loads of forge wealth. He's bought extra warlord traits, etc. So that's where all these command points are going, which is very important. So it only starts with 4 because he's got so many extra warlord traits, etc. So he's got in his HQ, it's Minotaurs, it's Hecaton, Iacos. So Hecaton is a character dreadnought for Minotaurs. Let's have a look. Hecaton. So Hecaton is T7, 9 wounds, moves 8, BS and weapon skill 2, 3 up save. He's a dreadnought. He's got 4+ invulnerable save because he's a character. He's got duty eternal, so he's -1 damage. Every time it makes a charge move, roll a 1d6, adding 1 to the roll if it's a vehicle. On a 3 to 5, suffer mortal wounds. On a 6+, you suffer D3 mortal wounds. So he's got a little impact here as well. He's got Storm Bolter. He's got a heavy plasma cannon, which is D3 shots, strength 7, -3 and 2 damage, or strength 8, -3 and 3 damage if you overcharge, but obviously take damage if you do that. He's also got a Dreadnought close combat weapon, which is strength 14, -3 and 3 damage with 5 attacks, 6 on the charge. So he's got this little Dreadnought character with a plasma cannon doing 3 damage, like a mini Redemptor, essentially. Do you want to see the model? Let's have a look. It's actually in the thumbnail, if that helps. But so there he is. There's Hecaton. So he's like a mini Redemptor, but 160 points. So cheaper than a Redemptor. He's got less shots. He's only got D3 shots with the plasma cannon, and it's less AP, and it's less strength. But he's a character, okay, and he's cheaper. So 6 attacks on the charge. He's born hero, so even if there was a -1 to hit, which there isn't, but if anyone has -1 to hit in combat, he's still hitting on 2s with the strength 14, -3, 3 damage weapon. 6s to hit are 2 hits, right? That's like very important as well. The 6s to hit are 2 hits, which is super good. And flat 3 damage, which is really cool. It's a really cool model as well. But the important thing is he's a character, which means they're going to be using the bodyguard rule with the company of veterans, 2 units of, using the bodyguard rule to protect them. So essentially you have this dreadnought within 3 inches of the bodyguard, and you can't target the dreadnought with any ranged weapons. Now I've done a video on this already. If you're watching back, there's a thingy up here that you can go watch that if you like, where I talk about sisters using bodyguard and also dreadnoughts using bodyguard. It's super busted. I'm surprised it's still in the game, especially for vehicles. Now I personally think that bodyguard should be infantry models within 3, not just characters within 3. It should be infantry characters within 3 inches, and models only, because you get weird celestine stuff. Again, go watch the video if you haven't watched it already. He's got 2 more company veterans there. They're only 48 points. It's super good for doing actions as well, raising banners, doing rod, etc. But having 3 units gives him kind of like lots of spare dead weight, essentially, where he can kind of run 1 unit forward, and the dreadnoughts can like ferry between them, so they can get a little bit closer and do a little bit more shenanigans. So then he's got a Relic Contemptor Dreadnought with a twin Volkite Culverin, a Cyclone Missile Launcher, and a Dreadnought Chain Fist. A Chain Fist. Oops, my apologies. Let's have a look at the Contemptor. Dreadnought Chain Fist. So he's got a Plasma Blaster in there as well, so a little extra shooting attack there because that comes in the fist. But the fist is strength 14, -4, 2d3 damage. So 2d3 damage, minimum 2, maximum 6. However, if you attack a vehicle, it is damage 6 flat. Okay, damage 6, that is insane, right? Against a vehicle when you've got Dread Knights, Knights, Orc buggies still trying to do the rounds, you know, but in units. It's flat 6 damage with 5 attacks. Baby, you're just like ripping up vehicles. Like Dread Knights will not want to come and tag your Dreadnought if it's got a Chain Fist. Okay. Speaking of Chain Fist, he's got another Relic Contemptor. Here we go. It's the loadout. Twin Volkite Culverin, Cyclone Missile Launcher, Chain Fist with Plasma Blaster again, but also makes him a character with March of the Ancients, which is 1 CP. It's 1 CP to take him, and then another CP for Hero of the Chapter for Merciless Logic. So essentially, a 6 to hit generates an extra attack in shooting. So the Twin Volkite with 8 shots is now getting an extra one. A couple extra hits, because you're going to make him shoot. He's going to reroll 1s because he's an Iron Hand. And then any 6s to hit generates an extra hit, which is super cool. Now, this list doesn't have as much Volkite as other lists. It has it spread out. It has 2 Dreadnoughts, 2 separate. But it has those Chain Fists, right? Which, again, when you fight going into Dread Knights with Grey Knights, when you're going into Squig Buggies because of Orcs, when you're going to any other vehicle in the game, like Imperial Knights, you know, because the Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights are kind of doing the rounds again because of the balance update, which makes them obsec, makes them count as 10. People are really interested in Imperial Knights again. It's like super scary. You can't just walk up to this army and tag it because it will punch you back. You know, it will punch you back very, very hard. Which is kind of like why it's so good. Because you don't want to just run in and tag one. Like I run double Volkite. My problem is if someone comes in and tags me, right, and comes in and hits my unit, touches it, so my Dreadnought has to shoot this unit in front of it, which it doesn't want to do. Where this guy, Hero of the Chapter with Merciless Logic, 6s to hit in combat are 2 hits with an extra attack. Okay, so he's got like 6 attacks because the stratagem gives him an extra attack. So 6 attacks on the charge, right? Hitting on 3s, 2s if he charges, so hitting on 2s. And then basically, if a 6 to hit, 1/6, Whirlwind of Rage becomes 2, and then Merciless Logic potentially becomes 3 if he rolls to hit, which is hitting on a 2. So you roll an extra 2, you get another hit, which is insane. It's insane. It's really good. Makes it harder to tag them as return attacks will hurt compared to before. Exactly. Now, Vanguard Veterans, he's got 3 units. So he's got a unit of 5 with Thunderhammer and Storm Shield, and then 4 Lightning Claws. Another unit of 5, exactly the same. And then a unit of 10. Thunderhammer on the Sergeant. Oh, 1 second. 10 Vanguard, 10 Jump Packs, 1 Thunderhammer. He's got 2 Thunderhammers in there, I think. 8 Lightning Claws, 9 Storm Shields, and then the Sergeant has a Storm Shield as well. Maybe he had some spare points to spend there. But he's basically got 2 Thunderhammers and 8 Lightning Claws, so they can, if he needs to, combat squad into 2 equal units, barring the Sergeant having an extra attack. He's still going to have a Thunderhammer in both units if he combat squads, which is super crucial. Because essentially that gives him 4 units of Vanguard. 1 unit will have 1 less attack with the Thunderhammer, but it's still hitting on 3s because it's -1 then +1 again. 6 hits, 2 hits. And it's just super devastating. It's super devastating because this list is really good in shooting. It's got 2 units of Devastators. It's got 2 Relic Contemptors, right? And then, you know, that's like a hell of a lot of really powerful shooting. It's then got lots of little guns. It's got Hecaton with his plasma cannon. It's got the heavy bolter from the land speeder. It's got some bolters from a chaplain, and then it just like comes in and slaps you. It just comes in and slaps you silly because it is so devastating in combat as well as shooting. So this is definitely leaning into the combat side. And what's good about this list is if the Twin Volkites, if they do get nerfed with a points hike, which is very likely, it's very likely that they're going to get a points hike because they're only 5 points each right now. They're probably going to go up to like 20 maybe. Then this list is like kind of ready for it with the Chain Fists, and I think you'll see a lot of other people when the Volkites do get nerfed. You'll see a lot of other people start running Chain Fist. I already want some Chain Fists because I really like this list. And again, when there's Dread Knights, when there's Squig Buggies, when there's other vehicles, etc. Sadly, it's only against vehicles it becomes flat 6 damage, but 2d3 damage is very good. It's very good. So that was Josh Roberts' list. Sorry, 1 second. that was Josh Roberts' list. I think it's super cool. I really like it, and Iron Hands are doing the rounds a little bit more. Again, when lists like this are already doing pretty well, and then they've lost their enemies, essentially. Their sworn enemies. Iron Hands struggled into Admech, kind of struggled into Orcs a little bit, kind of struggled into Drakari. Now, Drakari are still super dominant with their Talos, with their thick city build. They are still really, really good, but I think Iron Hands can take it, you know? Mikey just started a massive surge of people going to Forge by Change Fest, literally. It's like when it's this devastating, there's only a few armies that can actually tank it and take it on the chin and then keep playing. There isn't many that can keep doing it, you know? Most armies will just fall over to it. Most armies will fall over. And that's kind of like what the play style is. It's just kill everything, kill as much as you can, and then play the mission. But you'll be able to see it live in action this Friday. Mikey versus Winter's SEO. Iron Hands versus Drakari. No, Iron Hands versus Dark Angels. On the channel, 7 PM GMT. Make sure you don't miss it. Make sure you set a reminder, and the stream will be going, or the premiere will be going up tomorrow, hopefully. Or Friday morning. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Or let me know in the chat if you're watching live. What do you think? Do you like the look of the Iron Hands? Are they too oppressive? What would you change? I think that they really rely on the bodyguard rule, which again I've kind of said that shouldn't really be a thing for character dreadnoughts. It should only really be for infantry, in my opinion, because it's just kind of feels bad when there's a big dreadnought there that you can't attack. You know, you can't shoot it. Now you can still protect them because they're still characters. You can protect them in other ways. But having bodyguard in particular on a guy with 2 up, 4 up in 1 up because he's sat in cover behind a wall, protecting your dreadnoughts is kind of a bit like, really? But other than that, I don't know what they really change. Like maybe Iron Hands will get a new supplement which will remove the dreadnought stratagem to make a character, which in my opinion is super fluffy. It's super cool, but it is abusable. It's very easily abused. Which is kind of the problem with that stratagem. But yeah, not sure. Let me know what you think in chat. Really appreciate it. Okay. Templars could take this hit and fight back. Yeah, probably. They got the invuln. But the problem is, as soon as you like run into a Redemptor, the Redemptor just takes 3 hits from his 6 attacks with exploding. You know? It's like, it's 15 damage, gamers. I just love my Iron Hands. I get them out for every tournament. Triple Redemptor Dread for the win. You like triple Redemptor Dread? Interesting. I know that is a good build. I don't know if it's the best build, in my opinion, but it is pretty decent. I can't lie. I use a Redemptor as well. I think if I was running them as Minotaurs, I'd probably put in Hecaton, sorry. But I don't personally run Minotaurs. I've got 3K list of Iron Hands as I hadn't read the supplement FAQ/errata to see what they changed. Turns out they're still good. Yeah, like Iron Hands are super good. They are super good. They never stopped being good. It's just that they've flown under the radar because of other lists, in my opinion, other factions. I think it's the strongest way to play Space Marines right now, and pretty much the only way to get on top tables with them with Space Marines. Maybe Black Templars can do it, but they're a lot harder to play, in my opinion. I think Iron Hands are a little bit more forgiving. I think forgiving's the word. Iron Hands are legit good. The Americans will take notes soon. Yeah, like when I played like Bridger and Adrian at Nero G, they were all caught off guard by the list. They were like, "How did that kill so much?" I was just like, "It's just Space Marines, right?" But you got like a drop pod, you got dreadnoughts that you can't target. It's clear the Iron Hands list always have 2 auto-take secondaries too, especially with Josh planning for Oath of Moment every game. Means he only has to work out 1 secondary at the table. Yeah, Oath of Moment super crucial. Engage is really good because you are so offensive with the list, and you hold people back. And it's like, because you're so aggressive and you can kill so much and you board control and people start hiding from you, engaging all fronts becomes super like easy. Super easy to do. Can you pretty much guarantee 10 to 15 points on it every time. Unless you lose. Then if you lose, you lose. But if you're doing well, then you're going to be in all for 3/4. And then you got stuff like Stranglehold, which is super easy to do because you've got like the land speeder that can go grab it. You got to do Oath as well. You got Drop Pod to land in the middle for Oath as well. It's just like a super bore. It's a dominating play style. I don't know how else to describe it. It kills you so hard that you can't retaliate. That's kind of what it does. Adrian Bridger needs to subscribe to your coaching service. I think they do. They should be allowed a character dreadnought for warlord traits, etc., but should only benefit from character protection next to non-character dreadnoughts. Bodyguard rules shouldn't work on vehicles and should be ignored for Overwatch or if the character targets closest model. Yeah, I agree. I think the problem is with Bodyguard is that it works on vehicles. I'm surprised it didn't get changed in the balance update. But if they're going to do one of these every 3 months, maybe that's going to be something that gets hit next. Because, again, I don't think it should work on vehicles. If it didn't, that means it wouldn't work for more than Val as well. And if you made it infantry models within 3, not infantry units within 3, or like characters units within 3, it means you couldn't string out with Celestine either. It means you couldn't string out with Celestine, which is super crucial. Because Celestine being able to string out like 14 inches without being able to shoot on a small board is a bit daft. It is a bit daft, really, isn't it? Let's be real. He has a really strong counterpunch with the Van Vets too. Yeah, exactly. So if you do go close, you got the Vanguard veterans that can go in, and then the chaplain to make them even better. 4 rerolls day in combat if you need it. Canticle of Hate to make them super like tricksy or toolboxy. Good. I love it. You could do Holy within 3. Holy within 3 would work. Yeah, Holy within 3 would work. I just think it just should be models. That would just make sense as well. But I think I think either way, Holy within 3 or models within 3 kind of does the same thing, you know. It also plays well for going first or second. Yeah, it kind of doesn't mind because of the ease of the drop pod and the dreadnoughts can't get hit. This chat better be top tier. I was really into sing along before noticing you were live. Hi, Mikhail. How's it going, bro? Bodyguard and Beyond. Bodyguard and Beyond could work. Beyond has the ability to take multiple different weapons as well. He always takes the claw, but you can choose what weapon he takes. So if you really want like an assault cannon or a plasma cannon sat in the backfield that can't get touched, it's kind of like having old Chaplain dreadnoughts. You know, Beyond's the other one can do it. But yeah, Contemptors have superior weapons, and then Redemptors have the best plasma cannon, but they are over 9 wounds, so you can't bodyguard them if you make them a character. But they are super durable as well, which is nice. Now, the other list that Josh Roberts played into last was Chris Ford's. He was running like a Dreadnought spam. He ended up playing Josh Roberts in the last round, even though he'd lost the game already, but it's just because we had too many players. Because of the snow, we had a bit of an issue. So he came 11th. Now, he had Red Scorpion's successor, but he's using him as Iron Hands as successor. So he kept the Iron Hands trait, but he took Red Scorpion so he could take Carib Cole, which is the Leviathan character. He had a Primaris Tech Marine. He had 3 Leviathans, 3 Redemptors, and 2 Scorpius, and that was the list. That was it. And that was like pretty much like just shoot everything to kill it and just don't worry about anything else. But we basically had 4 Leviathans, one of them being a character, and 3 Redemptors. And he used March of the Ancients and Merciless Logic on one of the Leviathans, so they were getting 6s to hit with their Storm Cannons for 2 hits, or like generates an extra attack, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think Iron Hands were a sleeper army in my opinion, and I think now people are like, holy shit, bro, there's nothing that can kind of stop them, really. There's not a lot that can really stop them. If you can see the model being bodyguarded, but you can't see the bodyguard, I think you should be able to spill the wounds over to the bodyguard. Yeah, that could work. I think I'm still surprised they didn't touch it in the update, in the balance sheet. Again, 3 months time maybe, but we're like, that means you still got 2.5 months of Iron Hands meta, in my opinion. And Bodyguard being broken. Just worked out I could Bodyguard a Libby Dread for no reason as he's shooting his pants, but can be done. Yeah, that's the thing. Yes, his shooting's terrible. However, it means he can't get taken off turn 1. He's super protected. I don't like his Iron Hands list somewhere. You can, if you watch on YouTube, you just rewind, bro. Just rewind if you want to. You can literally just rewind the stream. That's the great thing about YouTube. So, yeah. Grey Knights will get nerfed first. I imagine Grey Knights will get nerfed. And that is going to be the shame because they only have one build. They have like Dread Knight spam. They take 3 Grandmasters, 3 Dread Knights, or 2 Grandmasters, 3 Dread Knights. Which is super good. But it's the only list that Grey Knights can run, right? Because they don't really have any other builds. They have Dread Knights and Inceptors. That's all they have. And it's a real shame. It kind of shows like the lack of foresight with the codex, I think. Where everything else is kind of not really that interesting. I think that's why. I think that's the problem with Grey Knights. They've got a really good list. But then that's it. They've one good list. They didn't update it because they have a bunch of Volkites back in stock. Yeah, probably. Nerf everyone but Templars. I'm excited to play Templars. I'm currently building mine, so I'm going to get painted. I think we'll see other successful builds. We just don't right now because all players have triple Dread Knights. I don't think so, mate. I do think the septuple Dread Knight list, is that the word? I think septuple's 5. The septuple Dread Knight list. The septuple Knight. I don't know. The Dread Knight list is kind of like the best way to run them, in my opinion. Grey Knights have always been boring. Space Marines with 1/5 of the roster. Yeah, that's true. They're like really interesting, but they don't really hit the same as what they should. Like Thousand Suns are just Chaos Space Marines but Psychers, and they do it really well and they're really interesting. But Grey Knights are Space Marines but Psychers, but they're boring, in my opinion. Like the playstyle's not there. Quintuple is 5. What's septuple then? Is that 6? Yeah, that's 6. Dig. What, you stealing my list again? Yeah, I'm going to steal your list, Ginger Steve. Why not? Also, go to the postman. Yeah, 5th edition Grey Knights were broken, though. They were broken. You had Drago Wing doing its thing. Oh, that rhymed. Drago Wing's doing its thing. Love it. Septuple is 7. Fuck! What's 6? Septuple. I think we should have a septuple. A septuple Grey Knight list. Oh, it's is it sextuple? A 6-fold amount. Sextuple. We should call it the Sextuple Knights. Listen, if you want to ask me for coaching, I like the list. I helped finesse it. Theoretically, if Bodyguard disappeared, would this list die? Would you stop running your Blood Ravens Iron Hands? I think Bodyguard would be a nail in the coffin. I think a Bodyguard would be an issue if they lost it. But if you can remain characters, then you can still protect the Dreadnoughts because it's a character. It just remains within 3 of something. It remains within 3 of a different Dreadnought, you know? Like, if you put 2 character Contemptors behind a Redemptor, you've got to kill a Redemptor before you can even touch the other Dreadnoughts. Which isn't easy. It's not always easy. It's very doable if you put 17 Hive Guard on the board, then yeah, fair enough. I suppose that's the other list that can kind of really deal with Iron Hands is the Leviathan build. But yeah, so I don't think Bodyguard, without Bodyguard, the list dies. I think if you get rid of character dreadnoughts as a whole, it does die. It does die. You would have to run something else. But it's by far the strongest way to run Space Marines right now. Even if it was model, not units, Hellstorm will still be protected as a model. Closest would be safe, and as such, the unit gains the benefit. Well, no, if you can shoot the unit, if the whole unit is isn't within 3. That's kind of like the point I was trying to make, is that if you have one model within 3, you can string out, but if you have models within 3 can't be targeted, you can still target the model that isn't within 3, which means you could then shoot the unit. You just can't target them once they're dead. That's kind of like the point. That's the important bit. 5th edition Grey Knights were broken because the only Grey Knight in top list was Drago, the rest was vehicles and Inquisition henchmen. Yeah, those are the days, right? But now it's just like Grey Knights, just like they have one list and that's all they do. They don't do anything else. They just turn up. They've got 5 Dread Knights, if not more. If not, maybe one less. They've got 5 Dread Knights usually. And then they've got Inceptors to take Purifying Flame, which I still don't know what it does, but it's a secondary supposedly. But they always take that one. I think it's like do an action on like a 2 on an objective and they get 3 points or something daft. I don't know. They always take that secondary and it just gets a bit boring. There was this picture that I uploaded the other day. Let's have a look. Which is a bit for me. We put an extra Dread Knight on there because I want to trigger people. However, where is it? There it is. Oh, thanks. There it is. Dread Knight meta is in. Question, Mikey. Contemptor versus Leviathan. The Leviathan has higher rate of fire with a lot of its guns, and it has a few more wounds. But Contemptors are quite a lot cheaper, or about the same. You usually take some decent weapons on it. You can protect even make it character. I think one Leviathan is cool, multiple Leviathans is bad. One Contemptor's cool, multiple Contemptors is still good, in my opinion. But yeah, that was funny. So there was, I think there was 8 Dread Knights on this table, maybe 9. Because they both had 4, at least. Contemptors are core as well, exactly. And thanks, Cobra. Yeah, Contemptors are core. Which is important. Core is really good for like left-handers and stuff, but if you don't want to run one, then core isn't really needed. About Dreadio, I don't like the Dreadio. I don't like the Dreadio because 1, it doesn't have multiple guns. It has 1 lot of guns. And 1 lot of guns is kind of terrible because it has less shots. You pay through the odds for them as well. Let's have a look at the profile. Dreadio. Dread. 12 wounds, T7, so it's can't be detected with characters. 190 points. You got Plasma. Plasma seems cool. Was 10 points. The Volkite is nice. The Volkite's nice, but it's only 6 shots. Strength 8 -2, 2 damage, and his 6 is to wound is 2 more wounds in addition. But you're paying 200 points for it for 6 shots. Core lets them reroll from their own reroll strat. True. Hey Dan, how's it going? Grey Knight mirrors should be 10 Dread Knights. Yeah, it weren't far. I think one of them was running 4 and the other one was running 5. Or maybe they're both running 4. But you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in this picture. There's 7 Dread Knights in this picture, which is fun. Dreadio's heavy Volkite seem good, and the anti-aircraft gun helps with void bombers and stuff. Yeah, the problem is like you're paying 200 points for it, and it's T7 -1 damage with a 5% invuln. And it's like Yeah, against aircraft, it's D3 plus 3. But that's 20 points on top. So you're paying like nearly 250 points for this, for 6 shots and then an anti-air gun, which is 1 shot. 1 shot. So I think there's just not enough DACA in there. The reason that Contemptors are so popular and the Volkite is so popular because it's 8 shots each, which means you get 16 shots with both guns. That's why it's really popular. It's the weight of fire. The shooting is marginally worse than the Dreadio, which we just pointed out, but the Dreadio only has 7 shots, which is pretty terrible. It's not a lot for the amount of points you're paying. Now, if it was like 150, yeah, you'd take 3, but it's not 150. It's like 250 or 220 or something like that. Dreadio would be nice if you had a chance to keep on shooting after going into Frenzy, like in RT, like in Rogue Trader. Does it have Frenzy? Does it have a special ability that I don't know of? I thought it was just a fancy Dreadnought, which it is. Land Raiders Achilles looks fun now. 8 melter shots or 2 times twin Volkites plus a mortar with a 4+ invuln. More points, but more wounds as well. Obviously not as efficient for damage output versus Contemptors. No, the Contemptors are like an outlier though, aren't they? Because they are so efficient. I like the Achilles. The Achilles is probably the best Land Raider that you can get. The Land Raider Achilles, it has the quad launcher, so heavy 4, strength 8, -2, 3 damage. Doesn't need line of sight, but only 24-inch range. Twin Volkite Culverin, so it just takes Contemptor Volkites, which is pretty fun. There's a 5+ invuln. Des, is there any way to improve that? I know it used to have a 4+, but it has a 5+ in the app. 300 points. You carry 6 whole infantry. Look, green screen bases. Hell yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it says there's a 5+ in the app. Do I have the app on here so I can bring it up on screen? I do. Missed. Oh, my app's crashed. That's great. Thanks, app. Bloody GW app, it's terrible, isn't it? Cool, it's crashed. Try again. Come on, Gates Workshop. Don't let me down now. Achilles. Yeah, in violet armor there, look. Was a change in the latest book? Yeah, it definitely used to have a 4+ invuln, and now it looks like it has a 5+. Yes, Fire Frenzy and Rogue Trader come Frenzy. They would still shoot everything in line of sight was dead or they died. Seen one sent through a gate, killing that entire army. Fair enough. Where was Rogue Trader though? Can you take 1,000 Suns with your face for a 4+ invuln? Yeah, you could do that, but then you may as well just take a normal Land Raider. It's not bad though. It's not bad. You can get, because 1,000 Suns can put. Oh, maybe it's only core. I can't remember. Maybe you can give it a 4+ invuln. What's your thoughts on the Spartan battle tank? I don't know. I don't know what Spartan battle tank is. Spartan. Oh, I think I know what it is. 500 points. T8, 20 wounds. His strength 8, -2 and D3 damage. What's he equipped with? 2 quad las cannons, so he's got 8 las cannons. Does he have an invuln? No. I don't know what the Spartan is. It's the fancy Land Raider, right? It's very expensive. Very, very expensive. Like, you think like a Land Raider is pretty terrible, but that's 260 points. This is 460 for 4 wounds and 2 more las cannons. Not great. 6 Volkite, 6 heavy bolter shots, and the big missile thing, which isn't bad. It definitely has less weight of fire than Contents, but does really good into 4 wound models as it's 2 damage plus 2 more wounds. Yeah, 2 damage plus 2 more wounds is good on the Volkite, and the Volkite weapons are very cool. It's just lack of firepower. Rate of fire is really, really down. Do you see that Chaos Knights list had an Atropos in? Maybe hypes get mine built and paid it. I do have an Atropos. Atropos is very cool. It's like a Titan Hunter, the Atropos. I really like it. I like we've just turned into Unity review, but I'm enjoying it. Except the app's crashed again. Come on. Terrible, terrible app. If the app worked, we could do this. We could do a show like unit review. It crashes. It crashes all the time. Look, I literally typed one thing wrong. And it crashed. There we go. I think it struggles with the search function. You know? I always loved Land Raider with Thunderfire Cannon. Yeah, that's the Achilles. Yeah, it seems to struggle with the search function. You got to type it correctly. You can't get it wrong. Right, okay, you ready? Here we go. A-T-R-A. It's crashed again. My God. We're close. I can see it. Thoughts on the Smeg Fridge Refrigerator FAB 50 RPG 5? I think it's sick, bro. The sick fridge. God's sake. Right, okay. Turn this off a minute. Let me actually load it. Cerastus Knight Atropos. There we go. So the Atropos is T8, 26 wounds, 520 points. So he has a couple of special rules. He's got an ionic flare shield, so he always has an invuln. Always has an invuln, which is cool. Even in combat, you can rotate it for a 4+ in combat as well as in normal shooting. He's got macro extinction protocol, so every time he fights against the Titanic unit, he gets +1 to hit. So he hits on 2s against all the Titans because he's a Titan Hunter. So if you're going to see a lot of Imperial Knights or Chaos Knights and you play Imperial Knights or Chaos Knights, then I'd definitely recommend throwing one of these in. He's got a Las Cutter. You select one of the melee profiles. This is combat. He's got the lightsaber. Oh, my apologies. It's the Las Cutter shooting and melee. It's a little laser beam. It's heavy 1, at least right 9-inch range. Strength 12, -4, and flat 6 damage. And then you've got the sweep and the focus attack. So sweep is strength 6, -2, and 3 damage. Flat 3 damage, but make 3 hit rolls. So we'll have 12 attacks with the sweep. Or you can go to focus, which is strength 12, -4, and 6 damage, but you reroll wounds against monsters and vehicles. Again, when Dread Knights are a thing, when Swarm Lords and shit like that are a thing, then this is really good. Really, really good. He's got the Graviton Singularity Cannon, which is the best name for a weapon, barring the Death Ray. Barring the Death Ray, this is the best name for a weapon. Again, you choose which type of weapon. You've got Contained, which is heavy 4, strength 8, -3 and 3 damage, which is pretty good. Pretty cool. Pretty PogChamp. Kill some Terminators and stuff. Or you got Singularity Mode, which is roll a d6 on a 1 to 3. You take d3 more wounds for shooting, but it's heavy d6 plus 4 shots. From 14 minus 4 and 3 damage. That's just like sick as fuck. That is so cool. And you got Titan feet as well. But he's pretty good, you know. 26 wounds, T8, moves 12. He's just a knight otherwise, but some cool weapons. Just some pretty cool weapons, which is pretty sick. The night on Hellstorm, watch a 4K content creator fight with the official GW app. It's terrible. It's terrible. I hate that app. The end stuff perfect for a 1950 style kitchen, or if you're a hipster but actually know better than a Bosch or a Leap. You guys just talking about you guys can just talk about fridges. That's cool. 3 of those, please. Yeah, exactly. 3 Atropos. Because they used to they've been nerfed a little bit. They used to move a little bit faster, but they are still really good in my opinion. They are still really, really good. I really, really like them. Such a cool model as well. It's got a fucking laser gun. It's got a lightsaber. Look at it. Atropos. Mechanicum Cerastus Knight Atropos. There's artwork of it. How cool is that? Look at that. Bad boy. I love it. See little, that is gravity. That's his las cutter. You got his singularity cannon here. This one was why he's always cool. I really liked it. It's under my head, so you can't see. But that's him there. Was that the worst picture ever? Forge World. Visit. Oh my god. Oh, I hate this so much. These are boats. Oh my god, just let me onto the website. I want to look at one model for 3 seconds and then close it again. There he is. Look how cool that is. Las cutter, laser gun, graviton singularity cannon. Epic. So epic. So cool. I love it. Mechanicus armor as well. It's just badass, right? It is just badass. £195 though. Fuck me. Literally the coolest knight. Literally the most expensive Imperial Knight. But it is badass. Massive as well. Massive. It's very, very good. This one, less cool. Hey, thanks for the cheer. Thanks for the 1 bit, Sir Pork. How you doing, bro? Because you got like this that can open up. It's so cool though. Beep. That's his last cutter. That's his singularity cannon. Leaks that opened up and stuff. That weird cast though. I got mine £30 with some vouchers for that promo they did a couple of months. £30 off. Ah. I love how ForgeWorld wants to see if you are a bot. They should be looking at anyone who's viewing their website, right? Mikey, how's the Hollybobs? It was great, dude. It was really good. We went to Whitby. I took Georgie around the Dracula experience. It is still shit and has been ever since it was made, which is great. We just did some. She'd never been to Whitby, so we just had a look around, you know? It was really good. Nice little breakaway. Because obviously I've just been to Gibraltar, but that was kind of like a Warhammer holiday, so it wasn't really a holiday. What? What are you saying for? She's still walking past. Walking past being angry because I went to Gibraltar. I took her to Whitby. This is the one which was what Daddy told us is the one with sword and crazy looking heavy bolter. This one's cool. The casket. This used to be the one. The one you took. I don't like it. I don't like it, you know. That big splodge of null oil on the sword. Rubbish. Rubbish. I didn't like that one. I always liked the Lancer and the Flamer. The Acheron. Or Acheron. That one's cool. Look at that chain fist. Don't know what that chain fist does? I'll tell you. Why can't I find it? Has he got a different name? Cerastus, Knight. Atropos, Castigator, Lancer. Don't know. Can't see it. Reaper Chain Fist. Strength 16. -4. 6 damage. Get off. Take him off. Get gone. The Flamer. Flame Cannon. Heavy 2d6. Strength 7. -2. 3 damage. Automatically hits. PogChamp. That's what that is. I think that's so cool. Really, really cool. The multi-attack just does stomp damage. Yeah, I just saw that. So the multi-attack, the sweep attack with the chain fist is the same as shooting, hitting with the feet. I like knights for how cool they look. It would make me sad on the inside to use 3 identical ones to not just be shit. Yeah. Everyone just runs the Megara and look, it's out of stock. I don't think it's that cool. People only run it for the rules. They don't run it because it's cool. The other one looks cool. The big Volkite cannon with the skull head. The Styrax looks amazing. I love the Styrax. Look at that. What does the Styrax do? Questoris Knight. I'm trying not to search for it, which is making everything much harder to do. 475 points. The Graviton Crusher. LED 3 shots and 3 damage. Ah, that's why no one runs it. It's bad. It's real bad. Yeah. Rubbish. Graviton Crusher. Is that the same one? A Reaper Chainsword and a Volkite Chevrolet. Oh no, okay. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I apologise. The Volkite Chevrolet is heavy 5, strength 8, -3, d6 damage. An unmodified wound roll of 6 inflicts 2 mortal wounds in addition. So it's a 5-shot Volkite. But the Styrax is cool. It looks cool. It just plays bad. Because the Megara is just so efficient compared. It's 5 more points. And it's the lightning cannon. Heavy 8, strength 7, -2, 3 damage, and then 6 is the hit. It's 2 additional hits. You're obviously going to take the Megara. But the Styrax looks cooler. It's on the wrong one. The Styrax looks cooler. Oh, you what? Saw this about Iron Hands being meta? They are the meta. We've kind of gone through it, I'm afraid. They are definitely the meta, though. They are the strongest. They are the bestest. Iron Hand's sick in it. But if you missed that bit, you can rewind right now. If you watch on YouTube, or a video will be coming out very soon of the chat. I'll probably get Tom to do that. You want to do it, Tom? Ignore cover 2. Yeah, they both ignore cover. Both knights do. The Questoris, Styrax, and the Megara. The more actions with lightning locks seem so insane in this. Yeah, the lightning locks are 2 damage though, so they're not very good in the mirror match. Moirax. Are they called Moirax or are they called something else? I'm going to search for it and watch my phone crash. Knight Moirax. The lightning locks heavy 6, strength 6, -2, 1 damage. So 1 damage. I think. I'll get it done tomorrow. I think the lightning locks will get nerfed. I don't think they'll change any profiles. I think they're trying to avoid so much of... They're trying to really avoid changing profiles of things. I think they might put them up in points because they are quite cheap. They're 155 points a model. You know? I'd be more interested in taking the Volkite. The Volkite Vugler, which is heavy 5, strength 6, -1/2 damage. If you're running Knights, that's basically a mini Volkite Culverin. Necron Forge range is disappointing to all this. Yeah. The big Necron, all Necron like Titans or super heavies as a whole is really bad. But like all of the Tesseract Arc's pretty cool. It's pretty good. I have one of these. They're pretty decent. Everything else, you kind of not really bothered to find. The super heavy, really disappointing. Just beginning Night Army, starting with Armingers, etc. And don't want to waste my money. I think don't buy, as a general rule, don't buy many miniatures just before June or just in December, because that's when we usually see updates. Now they're going to be updating things every 3 months with balance data sheets, but they always seem to do like a big FAQ in December and then like a chapter approved in the summer. So I'd avoid buying stuff around this time. So I'm personally not going to be buying anything crazy for the next month, probably this month as a whole, until that update comes out, and that's when you buy. So I've been meaning to build some more Death Guard and get those painted, but I just haven't. Like, I've got a couple of Contemptors that I'd like to paint for my Death Guard. I just haven't bothered because I think I'm ready for Volkites to get nerfed. So I'm ready to change the weapons on them before I get them commissioned. But I've basically been waiting for this month, because if it's going to get nerfed, it's going to be sooner rather than later, you know? The Tombstalker is back in stock after over a year. Yeah, Tom was using the Tombstalker this weekend. Tom was in chat. He was using the Tombstalker, I think. Or it might have been the Tomb Sentinel. I don't know which one it was. It was definitely a worm. It was a Necron worm. The Necron planes look great though. Yeah, the Night Shroud's pretty cool. And some decent bombs as well, I think. But again, it's like 250 points. Night Shroud. Oh, 190 points. That's it. Once a value movement phase, I think makes a null move or advance, you can select one of you this model moved across as part of that move. Roll 3d6 for each vehicle or monster in that unit, or roll 1d6 for each other model on a 3+ to a maximum of 12d6. You suffer a mortal wound. It's not too bad. Daddy Tubbs. Christmas Day, I'm going to start my Nurgle themed sisters. Been collecting boxes ready. After that, I think I'll wait for the new Chaos Knights cards and then grab me some big boys. Someone messaged me earlier about Nurgle themed sisters. Is it a thing that I've missed? Is there a thing about Nurgle themed sisters in a new book or something? Because someone else mentioned Nurgle themed sisters. I feel like that's really specific. Very odd. If there isn't anything. Very, very odd. Let me know. Has there been a book or something about Nurgle sisters? Where I saw a piece of artwork. Maybe that my friend saw that same piece of artwork. Interesting. Interesting. I have a Nurgle themed sister. I keep telling her to have a bath. Brilliant. 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 But I have got some exciting plans, because I'm planning 2 videos this month about 3D printing. I'm going to talk about 3D printing now. So Halo Infinite is coming out next week, and there used to be a game called Halo Ground Command, which is like I think I spoke about it on the channel a couple of times. It's like a 10mm Halo themed game by Spartan Games. Anyway, someone's been like recreating all of the models from Halo, but in 15mm scale. So I was thinking about like printing them up a little bit and giving it a go. I thought that'd be pretty cool. You know, so I've got like 5 folders I need to dig through But there's like Covenant, UNSC, all the cool stuff. So if you're a big Halo fan, I'm hopefully going to be doing a video about it next week. I'm going to like paint up a Halo army for 40k, which would be fun. Probably like a proxy army. I know one of our viewers is in Discord. He posts sometimes, and he kind of like got me onto it, and I was like, that'd be really cool. That would be really cool to do for a video, you know. I really like the 30k Death Guard paint scheme and love weathering models, so I thought it would look good in the sister's army. Nice. Doomstalker. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, weathering and stuff is really fun. I was enjoying painting my sisters like really gritty and stuff like that. I just haven't got around to it. The problem I've had is I keep saying I don't have time, and then because I'm telling myself I don't have time, I never get time. I never make time to do stuff. So I'm trying to paint some stuff up. Some secret stuff I can't tell you about. I'm also painting up some Necrons ready for mine and Tom's game next week. I've got 21 Necron Warriors with Ghost Reapers, because I only have 19 Ghost Reapers painted. 3 Spencers, 3 Canoptic Spiders, and 3 more Scorpec Destroyers. So I should have a really combat-heavy Necron army for the battle report next week. Which should be really fun. Which should be really good. However, I think, speaking of painting and preparing for battle reports, I think I'm going to leave it there, because that was really fun. I think it was very like on topic, and I'm going to go paint some Necrons ready for next week, which will be really fun. But it's okay, because the only reason I'm going is because I'm preparing for tomorrow with a live battle report against Billy, Night Lords. Join the Discord, !Discord, and help me decide what army to use, because I actually don't know. I've got no idea. I don't know what to use. I might use Guard, maybe, because they've got 2+ save Leman Russers now. We've got like Mega Orders, which would be fun. They've got the new supplement for Cadians, which would be fun. So I might use those. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. But also, there's a whole bunch of armies. Time for stream models. Yeah, let's do stream models. There's been some good memes. There's been a couple of memes. Stab made this one. I don't know if you saw my Hellbrett recreation, but Stab made this. Look, I am Legend. Killing Winter's SEO. Find out on Friday. Against Night Lords, use anything. Randomly select your models and you'll still win. I might use Guard. That might be fun. And then the week after, it'll be Necrons versus Blood Angels. But yeah, every Thursday evening, we'll be doing a live battle report. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at some stream models. !Discord to join. Get involved. We're nearly at 600 members. 600 members, which would be really cool. The end stuff. Last of my grey Scorpex painted for the Necrons can run a full list, 3 units of 6 of these for the Lords next time I get to play. Attempted a bit of repose on these ones, so it looked a little bit less like a factory line. Nice, dude. I like the repose. I love the big Hyper Thresher, or whatever it's called, with the big arms, and he's looking pretty boss. I found that changing the legs and getting all the legs out and just randomizing them worked really well, but I think some of these poses are really cool. I like these. This one, that's a nice pose. That's a really cool pose, and that was a really cool pose as well. That's really good. I really like it. Gotta go ta-ta for now. No worries, Des. We're ending anyway, so thanks, mate. They're very cool, Dan. Stuff like it. Great job. Dan Stuff is an excellent painter, and I've seen some of these in person. They are really good. Daddy Tub smoke trails for 6 plasma receptors done. Nice. Who are these by? Are they by Deadly Models, I think, maybe? I can't remember. But nice work, dude. That really looks really good. Really, really good. You got a nice blend on there. Tom Doddy, look at this. His new knights he's been working on. So he had the wooden Necrons, which are nominated for best painter this weekend, which is super cool. Super cool. And these knights looking good. I really like the stippling effect, and I like the base as well that you've gone for. I've been printing over a year ago. Got sick of seeing them on paper, so get them done. Nice. Oh, I like the netting you've gone for. What's the idea behind it? Is it like some like old worker knights, or is it because they've been in storage, or what? These are cool though. I like it. Nice job. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Begosaurus get based. Let's go. Working on Abaddon? No, not Abaddon. Gulliman. Working on Gulliman. Excellent. It's a nice base, that one. I bet this guy's an Iron Warrior. Hey, Trey God, thank you much for the 5 mums. Let's go with that Prime. I love that. Thank you much for the Prime. You appreciate it. 5 months of Prime. I love that. That's very, very cool. Hey, Hartlepod, thank you much for the Prime as well. Really appreciate it. If you got a Prime, let's always put Prime in chat. Find out how to link it. Get a free subscription every 30 days. Where did my Prime thing go? Thank you much for the Prime, guys. Really appreciate it. We did get a massive drop in subscriptions the other day. I ain't streamed for a while and all the Primes have run out, I think. All the Primes are not gone. But thank you very much for the Prime sub. I really appreciate it. But make sure you join the Discord if you're a sub. Hey, thank you very much for the 5DN stuff. Really appreciate it. Happy paying. Please use customer field instead. Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much for hanging out tonight. It's been fun. And we'll be back tomorrow at 7:15 with Billy Bob. Billy Bob's bringing Night Lords. I'm probably going to bring Guard. I'll let you know. Join the Discord. Again, if you're a member or if you're a subscriber, you get access to larger parts of the Discords and more places to chat. All things hobby. Just switched in. Are we talking about the 2-character dread list on Goonhammer? Well, I am just about to leave, so you're more than welcome to watch it back. But we were talking about Josh Roberts' list, which is at my event this weekend. So, bases are done, just trying to get something down. Going to be an abandoned munition style, waking floodlights shining on the crates and some fire fencing. Nice, Tom. I can't wait to see those. That sounds really cool. Can't wait to see it. But that's it. So if you're watching live, then I'm about to end the stream. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like the stream if you haven't already. But if you're watching on Twitch, we're going to raid. We're going to do a raid. Let's have a look. Who shall we raid now? Let's raid Flix, though. We're not raiding him as a while. He's a good painter. OG streamer. So I'm going to check him out. And go and send him some love and tell him I'm saying hi. So thanks, everyone. I love you all. And I'll catch you tomorrow at 7:15 PM. Bye-bye, everyone.